Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to Otaku Chris is Talking. This is your weekly Boku no Hero Academia anime review. This is for season 2, episode 2. And oh my god, I'm super fucking excited. The sports festival looks like it's just going to be some madness, like a total madness. Now, I've read the manga, so I'm not going to try and lie and act like if I don't know anything. But what I have seen so far from this level of that level of detail and animation for Todoroki at the very end. Now, don't try to act like we never saw that level of detail animation. Like we never got excited when Todoroki just took out those faux villains, the faux machine villains that were from like season 1 as well, that were in the first exam. That part looked amazing, and I thought what was super cool as well, which I didn't actually realize until it was mentioned in the episode, was that Todoroki never actually faced them. He doesn't actually know how strong they are, but he's aware of them. So this is pretty interesting because if you guys remember, he was recommended? He was, whatever that word is, I don't know, he's recommended to be in UA, so he didn't have to do the exam, which is fucking awesome. How amazing do you have to be to do that? Why am I starting with Todoroki? Purely because I think he was the MVP of this episode. He definitely stood out. Another character who stood out to me was Minata, because he was trolling through and through. I loved Minata. He's definitely one of my best boys. I'm gonna just put him to the side and go back to Todoroki now. Another thing about Todoroki is we did get a level of characterization between the relationship between him and Bakugo. No, tell a lie. Him and Deku. Sorry, they didn't speak in this episode. I'm talking so much shit. But between him and Deku. And it's funny that like leading up to the actual exam, to the bloody festival, he singularly picks out Deku and he says to him, look, you fucking prick. Look, you black-haired, green-haired, gone fake hunter looking motherfucker, I'm gonna beat you. That's not what he said, but that's what I felt when he was saying it. But basically he said, yeah, I definitely know I'm better than you, but for some weird reason All Might has his eye on you, so I'm gonna have my eye on you. So let me just tell you right here and now, you fucking black-haired, green-tipped, gone-looking mother. Anyways, I'll keep going on a tangent. I'll beat you. So yeah, so basically this kind of shows that Todoroki is not fucking around. He's going to... kind of lost focus there. It's kind of interesting. Lose the focus there. Oh, there we go. Oh, this laptop's going to be crazy. This shows that Todoroki is not mucking around and that he's aware of Deku and he sees him as competition. The sheer fact that Todoroki sees Deku as competition shows characterization for Deku in ways that we couldn't have expected. Now, we see from this episode that Todoroki's level of control of his eyes is way beyond anybody else in Class 1A. Not even just Deku, fucking anyone. The chances of Todoroki winning this is literally so high. It's kind of like, we kind of weren't surprised when he kind of just took the lead and he basically took the center stage of most of the fucking exam, especially in the race, which was the first obstacle course. And I feel that's some great piece of, just a great piece of development, considering that we haven't really had much time with him in season 1. We got a glimpse of him, but it was pretty cool to see his level of control of his quirk compared to everyone else. Now, another thing that was pretty cool was in this episode, we also got to get the titles and the names of the different departments and the different courses that the first years are basically having. I had to take a couple of notes, so please, I apologize. I'm not apologizing, but please forgive me for not apologizing and reading my notes. So I think we got introduced to General Studies Class C, D, and E. We have the obvious Hero Class 1A. We also get the Hero Class 1B. We get support classes F, G, and H. And we also get the business course I, J, and K. So this is all the first years. They're all just put together. And the guy from the support classes, he was the one who, I think I said earlier, if I didn't, then I'm just waffling, or I don't know what I'm talking about. But basically, he said everyone's going to be together. And if you stand out, you can end up basically progressing from, like, if you stand out and you're already in class 1A or 1B, the chances of you becoming a number 1 hero or being picked up, being acknowledged by one of the top heroes in the Heroes Association is so high. It's kind of like, this is your CV. You basically need to fucking sell yourself, which is pretty much what All Might said in the first part of the episode. So I'm just kind of paraphrasing, but I liked there's something I like something about him. There's something about him. Obviously, I've read the manga, so I know about him. But what I thought was cool is that I don't remember this part. It's been such a long time since I've seen this part, and it's kind of refreshing to see somebody in one of the other courses who seems to have that level of confidence, that level of that literally Todoroki has. This guy, we didn't get his name in this episode. The guy from that course, the one who basically declared war first or second. Let me know in the comment box down below whether it's first or second. He basically declared war to the class 1A, basically telling them, look guys, if you flop, you're fucked. Yeah, this is the chance for everyone to shine. We are all mingled here together. This is a chance for people from the lower classes, the classes who are being kind of looked down upon, to then progress to potentially be put into the top classes, and the people from the top classes to potentially be noticed as not really hero material and possibly more a support character or business character or some general studies, whatever the fuck that means. But so I liked how he mentioned that, and the rest of the people in his department in his course, so basically they were saying, we're just here for the sake of it, we're just here to basically just make these heroes stand out. Look them, they have their quirks are fully controlled and shit. So that was pretty cool. So President Mike, well, he was the guy who basically the hero who mentioned all of this, the guy who always does in every single episode. Anytime there's something to do with a notification, an announcement, President Mike is on the phone. What am I talking about? Bringing up my notes over here. One just bring up Mount Lady because Mount Lady is sexy. Anyways, moving on from Mount Lady, we get the name for the new obstacle, or the first obstacle that's in the race, and the name is Robo Inferno. This is the faux villain from the entrance exam, and this faux villain was actually a 0-pointer and was the troll of the entrance exam. Interesting to see that Todoroki never actually faced him, so Todoroki's just sick. Minato stood out as well because when they were having that little montage of everyone training, what the fuck was Minato doing? He had his trophy and he was kind of kissing it or looking at it, just like, yeah. Like, so it was pretty nice to see Minato almost catch up to Todoroki and actually try to show Todoroki his special move before we got introduced to the faux villains. So that was an extremely great part personally for Minato and Todoroki, because I wonder if Todoroki would have actually taken Minato seriously. What do you guys think? Do you think Todoroki takes anyone seriously? And Minato, do you think he really takes him seriously? For you guys who don't know who Minato is, Grape Boy, the guy with the bull grapes on his head, we got to see his use of his quirks of when the ice was kind of spread down by Todoroki. He throws down his balls. Lol. He throws his balls on the floor and he steps on his balls. I'm just going to stop talking about balls. So yeah, that was a nice bit of I guess it's a bit of characterization for Minato, because we don't really get much with him. He's just more of a little blip, a little bit here, a little bit there. We got to see him kind of be scared a little bit when at the end of season 1, when he was going against Nomu. Not Minato by himself. Imagine Minato against Nomu. But yeah, like when they were in that situation there and how he was really scared. So it's pretty cool to see his control of his quirk actually be better than what we saw in season 1. Now, I'm just going to put all this to the side. There's so many fucking notes here. I can't talk about everything. What I also thought was pretty cool was how at the beginning of this episode was basically what happened at the end of season 1, end of last week's episode, the conversation between All Might and Deku, and All Might basically telling Deku at the end of last episode, like I said in my review, you need to stand out. You need to show the world I am here. But that leads into showing not only showing the world I am here, but also showing the rest of the people in the tournament your resolve. Now we got Ochiko's resolve last week's episode. We know Bakugo's resolve, but it's interesting to see Bakugo's development with his resolve. And now it's Deku's turn to show his resolve. And slowly but surely in this episode, just a little bit of Deku's resolve was sprinkled throughout. And I feel like this is a great way to develop Deku's character. And this is a great piece of characterization, and this is what can lead into a great plot in the future, trying to step around stuff, because obviously I read it, but this is really, really good. I also like the fact that at the end of the episode, if you guys saw as well, Deku was kind of like, had a little smirk. I mean, he looked kind of panicky, but he had a little smirk. So that was pretty interesting. I wonder where that's going, because, you know, last week's episode in the opening, he was there. Shit was looking real fire all around him, monsters, demons, I don't know what the fuck was going on. He was there with a smirk. He's like, bring it, fucking love it. So I'm loving that we're getting this nice level of characterization, just of Deku as he's going to be the #1 hero. Art was looking pretty good, pretty fancy, better than season 1. There were certain times when the art was looking just a bit bland and could have had a bit more detail. For example, Kirishima. I feel like in the manga, Kirishima, the guy who does the hardening ability, his design looks slightly better in the manga than actually in the anime. So I'm like, so I feel like that could have been done a bit better. But Todoroki scenes and Bakugo scenes of them using their quirks looked fucking beautiful. So yeah, Studio Bones killing it as usual. Anyways, I waffled on for a bit. I don't even know how long I spoke for. 10 minutes, not too bad. Anyways, what did you guys think of this episode? Who was your favorite person? Who stood out more? What did you think of Minata? What did you think? Oh wait, Midnight? Who's Midnight? Why did I write Midnight? What is it? Miss Midnight. The R-rated hero. Trust there to be an R-rated hero. I bet you there'll be a fucking hentai of that shit. But anyways, what was your favorite part of this episode? Who do you think stood out more? Who's your anime only people? Who do you want to win this first obstacle? And what do you think is going to be the second part of the exam? And lastly, which department or course do you think you would be in if you had the choice? And which department or course would you think you'd be in if you was in the anime? No, let's start again. So which department do you think you'd be in real life? So in the general life, which department do you think you'd be in? So no quirks. And if you were in My Hero Academia, which department would you like to be in? So general studies, hero class, support class, or business course. Anyways, that's about that. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I am back, so do subscribe if you like my shit. If you like my reviews and stuff like that, definitely hit that like button, that thumbs up. It lets me know how this is and kind of gives me the motivation to do more videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Stick around. Chris is talking. Where is this? There we go.